The Art of Peace. 1. The art of peace begins with you. Work on yourself and your appointed tasks in the art of peace. Everyone has a spirit that can be refined, a body that can be trained in some manner, a suitable path to follow. You are here for no other purpose than to realize your inner divinity and manifest your innate enlightenment. Foster peace in your own life and then apply the art to all that you encounter. 2. One does not need building, money, power, or status to practice the art of peace. Heaven is where you are standing, and that is the place to train. 3. All things material and spiritual originate from one source and are related as if they were one family. The past, present, and future are all contained in the life force. The universe emerged and developed from one source, and we evolve through the optimal process of unification and harmonization. 4. The art of peace is medicine for a sick world. There is evil and disorder in the world because people have forgotten that all things emanate from one source. Return to that source and leave behind all self-centered thoughts, petty desires, and anger. Those who possess by nothing possesses everything. 5. If you have not linked yourself to true emptiness, you will never understand the art of peace. 6. The art of peace functions everywhere on the earth, in realms ranging from the vastness of space down to the teeniest plant and animal. The life force is all pervasive and its strengths boundless. The art of peace allows us to perceive and tap into the tremendous reserve of the universal energy. 7. 8 forces sustain creation: movement and stillness, solidification and fluidity, extension and contraction, unification and division. 8. Life is growth. If we stop growing technically and spiritually, we are as good as dead. The art of peace is a celebration of the bounding of heaven, earth, and humankind. It is all that is good, true, and beautiful. 9. Now and again, it is necessary to seclude yourself among deep mountains and hidden valley to restore your link to the source of life. Breathe in and let yourself soar to the end of the universe. Breathe out and bring the cosmos back inside. Next, breathe up all fecundity and vibrancy of the earth. Finally, blend the breath of heaven and the breath of earth with your own, becoming the breath of life itself. 10. All the principles of heaven and earth are living inside of you. Life itself is the truth, and this will never change. Everything in heaven and earth breathes. Breath is the thread that ties creation together. When the myriad variations in the universe breathe can be sensed, an individual technique of the art of peace are born. 21. As soon as you concern yourself with the good and bad of your fellows, you create an opening in your heart for maliciousness to enter. Testing, competing with, and criticizing others weaken and defeat you. 22. The penetrating brilliance of swords wielded by followers of the way strike at the evil enemy lurking deep within their own souls and body. 23. The art of peace is not easy. It is a fight to finish the slaying of evil desires and all falsehood within. An occasion, the voice of the peace resounds like thunder, jolting human beings out of their stupor. 24. Crystal clear, sharp and bright, this sacred sword allows no opening for evil to roost. 25. To practice properly the art of peace, you must calm the spirit and return to the source. Cleanse the body and spirit by removing all malice, selfishness, and desires. Be ever grateful for the gift from the universe, your family, Mother Nature, and your fellow human beings. 26. The art of peace is based on 4 great virtues: bravery, wisdom, love, and friendship, symbolized by fire, heaven, earth, and water. 27. The essence of the art of peace is to cleanse yourself of maliciousness, to get in tune with your environment, and to clear your path of all obstacles and barriers. 28. The only cure for materialism is cleansing of the 6 senses: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. If these senses are clogged, one's perception is stifled. The more it is stifled, the more contaminated the senses become. This creates disorder in the world, and that is the greatest evil of all. Polish the heart free of the 6 senses and let them function without obstruction, and your entire body and soul will glow. 29. All life is a manifestation of the Spirit and the manifestation of love, and the art of peace is the purest form of that principle. A warrior is charged with bringing a halt to all contention and strife. Universal love functions in many forms. Each manifestation should be allowed free expression. The art of peace is true democracy. 30. Each and every master, regardless of the era or place, heard the call and attained harmony with heaven and earth. There are many paths leading to the top of Mount Fuji, but there is only one summit: love. 31. Loyalty and devotion leads to bravery. Bravery leads to the spirit of self-sacrifice. The spirit of self-sacrifice creates trust in the power of love. 32. Economy is the basis of the society. When the economy is stable, society develops. When the ideal economy combines the spiritual and the material, the best commodities to trade in are sincerity and love. 33. The art of peace does not rely on weapons or brute force to succeed. Instead, we put ourselves in tune with the universe, maintain peace in our own realm, nature, life, and prevent death and destruction. The true meaning of the term samurai is one who serves and adheres to the power of love. 34. Foster and polish the warrior spirit while serving in the world. Illuminate the path according to your inner light. 35. The path of the peace is exceedingly vast, reflecting the grand design of the hidden and manifest worlds. A warrior is a living shine of the divine who separates the grand purpose. 36. Your mind should be in harmony with the functioning of the universe. Your body should be movement of the universe. Body and mind should be one, unified with the activity of the universe. 37. Even though our path is completely different from the warrior of the past, it is not necessary to abandon totally the old ways. Absorb vulnerable traditions into this art by clothing them with fresh garments and build on the classic styles to create better forms. 38. Daily training in the art of peace allows your inner divinity to shine brighter and brighter. Do not concern yourself with the right and wrong of others. Do not be calculating or act unnaturally. Keep your mind set on the art of peace and do not criticize other teachers or traditions. The art of peace never restrains, restricts, or shackles anything. It embraces all and purifies everything. 39. Practice the art of peace sincerely, and evil thoughts and deeds will naturally disappear. The only desire that should remain is the thirst for more and more training in the way. 40. Those who are enlightened never stop forging themselves. The realization of such masters cannot be expressed well in words or by theories. The most perfect actions echo the patterns found in nature. 41. Day 1. Day after day, train your heart out, refining your technique. Use the one to strike the many. That is the discipline of the warrior. 42. The way of a warrior cannot encompass by words or in letters. Grasp the essence and move on towards realization. 43. The purpose of training is to tighten up the slack, toughen the body, and polish the spirit. 44. Iron is full of impurities that weaken it. Through forging, it becomes steel, and it's transformed into razor-sharp swords. Human beings develop in the same fashion. 45. From ancient times, deep learning and valor have been the two pillars of the path. Through the virtue of training, enlightened body and soul. 46. Instructors can impart only a fraction of the teaching. It is through your own devoted practice that the mysteries of the art of peace are brought to life. 47. The way of the warrior is based on humanity, love, and sincerity. The heart of material valor is true bravery. Wisdom, love, and friendship emphasizes on the physical aspects of warriorship is futile, for the power of the body is always limited. 48. A true warrior is armed with three things: the radiant sword of purification, the mirror of bravery, wisdom, and friendship, and the precious jewel of enlightenment. 49. The heart of a human being is no different from the soul of heaven and earth. In your practice, always keep in your thoughts the interaction of heaven and earth, water and fire, yin and yang. 50. The art of peace is the practice of non-resistance. Because it is non-resistant, it is victorious from the beginning. Those with evil intentions or contentions, thoughts, are instantly vanquished. The art of peace is invincible because it contends with nothing. 51. There are no contests in the art of peace. A true warrior is invincible because he or she contests with nothing. Defeat means to defeat the mind of contention that we harbor within. 52. To injure an opponent is to injure yourself. To control aggression without inflicting injury is the art of peace. 53. The totally awakened warrior can freely utilize all elements contained in heaven and earth. The true warrior learns how to correctly perceive the activity of the universe and how to transform material techniques into vehicles of purity, goodness, and beauty. A warrior's mind and body must permeate with enlightened wisdom and deep calm. 54. Always practice the art of peace in a vibrant and joyful manner. 55. It is necessary to develop a strategy that utilizes all physical conditions and elements that are directly at hand. The best strategy relies upon an unlimited set of resources. 56. A good stance and posture reflects a proper state of mind. 57. The key to good technique is to keep your hands, feet, and hips straight and centered. If you are centered, you can move freely. The physical center is your belly. If your mind is set there as well, you are assured of victory in an endeavor. 58. Move like a beam of light. Fly like lightning. Strike like thunder. Whirl in circles around a stable center. 59. Techniques employ 4 qualities that reflect the nature of our world. Depending on the circumstances, you should be hard as a diamond, flexible as a willow, smooth, flowing like water, or empty as space. 60. If your opponent strikes with fire, counter with water, becoming completely fluent and free-flowing. Water by its nature never collides with or breaks against anything. On the contrary, it swallows up an attack harmlessly. 61. Functioning harmoniously together, right and left give birth to all techniques. The left hand takes hold of the life and death, the right hand controls it. The 4 limbs of the body are the 4 pillars of heaven and manifest the 8 directions, yin and yang, inner and outer. 62. Manifest yang in your right hand, balance it with the yang of your left, and guide your partner. 63. The technique of the art of peace are neither fast nor slow, nor are they inside or outside. They transcend time and space. 64. Spring forth from the great earth, billow like the great waves, stand like a tree, sit like a rock. Use one to strike all, learn and forget. 65. When an opponent comes forward, move in and greet him. If he wants to pull out, send him on his way. "66. The body should be triangular, the mind circular. The triangle represents the generation of energy and is the most stable physical posture. The circle symbolizes serenity and perfection, the source of unlimited techniques. The square stands for solidarity, the basis of applied control. 67. Always try to be in communion with heaven and earth. Then the world will appear in its true light. Self-conceit will vanish, and you can blend with any attack. 68. If your heart is large enough to envelop your adversaries, you can see right through them and avoid their attacks. And once you envelop them, you will be able to guide them along the path indicated to you by heaven and earth. 69. Free of weakness, no mindly ignore the sharp attacks of your enemy. Step in and act. 70. Do not look upon the world with fear and loathing. Bravely face whatever the gods offer. 61. Each day of human life contains joy and anger, pain and pleasure, darkness and light, growth and decay. Each moment is etched with nature's grand design. Do not try to deny or oppose the cosmic order of things. 72. Protectors of the world and guardians of the ways of gods and Buddha, the technique of peace enable you to meet every challenge. 73. Life itself is always a trial and training. You must test and polish yourself in order to face the great challenges of life. Transcend the realm of life and death, and then you will be able to make your way calmly and safely through the crisis that confronts you. 74. Be grateful even for hardship, setbacks, and bad people. Dealing with such obstacles is an essential part of training in the art of peace. 75. Failure is the key to success. Each mistake teaches us something. 76. It is in extreme situations the entire universe becomes our foe. At such critical times, unity of the mind and technique is essential. Do not let your heart waver. 77. At the instant a warrior confronts a foe, all things come into focus. 78. Even when called out by a single foe, remain on guard, for you are always surrounded by a host of enemies. 79. The art of peace is to fulfill that which is lacking. 80. One should prepare to receive 99% of an enemy's attack and stare death right in the face in order to illuminate the path. 81. In our techniques, we enter complete into, blend totally with, and control firmly an attack. Strength resides where one key is concentrated and stable. Confusion and maliciousness arise when ki stagnates. 82. There are two types of ki, ordinary ki and true ki. Ordinary ki is coarse and heavy. True ki is light and versatile. In order to perform well, you have to liberate yourself from ordinary ki and permeate your organs with true ki. This is the basis of powerful techniques. 83. In the art of peace, we never attack. An attack is proof that one is out of control. Never run away from any kind of challenge, but do not try to suppress or control an opponent unnaturally. Let attackers come any way they like and then blend with them. Never chase their opponents. Redirect each attack and get firmly behind it. 84. Seeing me before him, the enemy attacks, but by the time I am already standing safely behind him. 85. When attacked, unify the upper, middle, and lower parts of your body. Enter, turn, and blend with your opponent, front and back, right and left. 86. Your spirit is the true shield. 87. Opponents confront us continually, but actually there is no opponent there. Enter deeply into an attack and neutralize it as you draw that misdirection force into your own sphere. 88. Do not stare into the eyes of your opponent. He may mesmerize you. Do not fix your gaze on his sword. He may intimidate you. Do not focus on your opponent at all. He may absorb your energy. The essence of training is to bring your opponent completely into your sphere. Then you can stand where you like. 89. Even the most powerful human being has a limited sphere of strength. Draw him outside of that sphere and into your own, and his strength will dissipate. 90. Left and right, avoid all. Cuts and parries. Seize your opponent's mind and scatter them all. 91. The real art of peace is not to sacrifice a single one of your warriors to defeat an enemy. Vanquish your foes by always keeping yourself in a safe and inaccessible position. Then no one will suffer any losses. The way of a warrior, the art of politics, is to stop trouble before it starts. It consists in defeating your adversaries spiritually by making them realize the folly of their actions. The way of a warrior is to establish harmony. 92. Master of the divine technique of the art of peace, and no enemy will dare to challenge you. 93. In your training, do not be in a hurry, for it takes a minimum of 10 years to master the basics and advance to the first rung. Never think of yourself as an all-knowing, perfect master. You must continue to train daily with your friends and students to progress together in the art of peace. 94. Progress comes to those who train and train. Reliance on secret techniques will get you nowhere. 95. Fiddling with this and that technique is of no avail. Simply act decisively without reserve. 96. If you perceive the true form of heaven and earth, you will be enlightened to your own true form. If you are enlightened about a certain principle, you can put it into practice. After each practical application, reflect on your efforts. Progress continuously like this. 97. The art of peace can be summed up like this. True victory is self-victory. Let that day arrive quickly. True victory means unflinching courage. Self-victory symbolizes unflagging effort, and let the day arrive quickly represents the glorious moment of triumph in the here and now. 98. Cast off limiting thoughts and return to true emptiness. Stand in the midst of the great void. This is the secret of the way of a warrior. 99. To truly implement the art of peace, you must be able to sport freely in the manifest, hidden, and divine realms. 100. If you comprehend the art of peace, this difficult path, just as it is, envelops the circle of heaven. 101. The techniques of the way of peace change constantly. Every encounter is unique, and the appropriate response should emerge naturally. Today's technique will be different tomorrow. Do not get caught up with the form and appearance of a challenge. The art of peace has no form. It is the study of the spirit. 102. Ultimately, you must forget about technique. The further you progress, the fewer techniques there are. The great path is really no path. 103. The art of peace that I practice has room. You must be at peace with yourself. Anyone who practices any type of other religion or culture also be at peace. There's no need to disturb them in their realm. You have your own. 104. The art of peace is a form of prayer that generates light and heat. Forget about your little self. Detach yourself from objects, and you will radiate light and warmth. Light is wisdom. Warmth is compassion. 105. Construct a shrine or temple. Building is not enough. Establish yourself as the living image of the Creator. We should be transformed into goodness and compassion, or victorious within ourselves. Our own image is of the likeness of Elohim. 106. Rely on peace to activate your manyfold's power. Pacify your environment and create a beautiful world. 107. The divine is not something high above us. It is in the heaven, it is in the earth, it is inside of us. 108. Unite yourself to the cosmos, and that throughout the transcendence will disappear. Transcendence belongs to the profane world. When all trace of transcendence vanishes, a true person, the divine being, is manifested. Empty yourself and let the divine function. 109. You cannot see yourself, the divine, with your gross senses. The divine is within you, not somewhere else. Unite yourself to the divine, and you will be able to perceive gods wherever you are, but do not try to grasp or cling to them. There is only one true God, and that's Elohim, Yahuwah Almighty. 110. The divine does not like to shut up in a building. The divine likes to be out in the open. It is right here in the very body. Each one of us has a miniature universe, a living shrine. 111. When you bow deeply to the universe, it bows back. When you call out the name of God, Yahuwah Elohim, it echoes inside of you. 112. The art of peace is the religion that is not a religion. It's perfect and completes all religion. 113. The path is exceedingly vast. From ancient times to the present day, even the greatest sages were unable to perceive and comprehend the entire truth. The explanation of teachings of masters and saints express only part of the world. It is not possible for anyone to speak of such things in their entirety. Just heed for the light and heat. Learn from the Creator, and through the virtue of devoted practices of the art of peace, one becomes one with the divine. 114. The divine is beauty of heaven and earth, all creation members of one family. This is taken from The Art of Peace, translated by John Stevens. Thank you.